It was very important for Nehru, as the new leader of India, to ensure that the kind of poison and message that came out of this assassination should not be allowed to spread in India, because, of course, they wanted to forge the nation in
Yeah.
the image of Mahatma being a united India for all of its peoples.
On this day in 1948, Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated at the age of 78 by a Hindu extremist. The assassin, a man in his 30s named Nathuram Godse, tried but failed to shoot himself. He was tried for murder in May and hanged in November the following year. Let's speak to Dr. Talat Ahmed, who is a senior lecturer in South Asian history at the University of Edinburgh. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Asma.
Um, can you tell us about the motivation of this man, Mr. Godse? Why did he? I mean, we said he's a Hindu extremist. Why did he want to kill Mahatma Gandhi?
I think it's quite important to understand that at that particular time, there had been an awful lot of communal violence throughout North India, particularly in the Punjab. Gandhi, when he was in Delhi just before he was assassinated, the city itself was a site of mass refugees and movement of peoples, in terms of Hindus and Muslims. And for 30 years or so before Gandhi's death, you had seen a growing movement of Hindu paramilitary outfits, who basically had a notion of India, which was to be a Hindu political entity.
Mm.
For someone like Godse, they regarded Gandhi as being far too soft on Muslims and their interests. They saw him as an appeaser of the Muslim League, and they dubbed Gandhi as the father of Pakistan. So Godse had been, for much of his life, his young life, very much inculcated in the political ideology, which was based around a range of Hindu fundamentalist outfits at that time,
Mm.
including most notably an organization which is called the RSS, um, which is the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, which is based very much on a notion of Hindu brotherhood. And this is an organization established in 1925 who admired Mussolini and his troops and very much styled themselves on that, both
Right.
politically as well as organizationally.
Now, this wasn't the first attempt on Mahatma Gandhi's life, but why? I mean, maybe this is just kind of speaks of the times that why was someone able to get this close to him and do this?
Indeed, you're right. This wasn't the first time. There had been five previous attempts, and Godse himself had been involved in one of these previous unsuccessful events. The reason why this was so successful is because it happened in the evening on that date, 75 years ago. Gandhi was coming out for his evening prayers, and he was surrounded at Birla House, his residence in Delhi, by well-wishers. India had
Mm.
just been born. There were many well-wishers from across the globe, as well as Indians who wished India well in her independence. And so, therefore, there was no security. Gandhi himself did not like to be surrounded by security, and he was coming out to be greeted by these well-wishers. And of course, Godse was able to freely mingle into this crowd, and he was able to push himself to the front, and he knelt before the Mahatma. And this, of course, was the pretext he needed to take out his Beretta automatic and then shoot Gandhi three times at point blank range.
Goodness me. And just finally and briefly, if you could, what was the response? Not just the global response, of course, but the response within India as well to this.
Yes, I mean, obviously there was complete and utter shock, and people were horrified. But yes, Godse was arrested, and so were some of his accomplices. And the new Indian government moved very swiftly, both in terms of the arrest and then also in terms of the trial, where they were found guilty. It was very important for Nehru, as the new leader of India, to ensure that the kind of poison and message that came out of this assassination should not be allowed to spread in India, because, of course, they wanted to forge the nation in
Yeah.
the image of Mahatma being a united India for all of its peoples.
Yes. Dr. Ahmed, thank you so much for talking to us. That's Dr. Talat Ahmed, Senior Lecturer in South Asian History at the University of Edinburgh.